You ever get a phone call that ends your entire life in one sentence? I was watching dust rise off the treads of a Humvee when my satellite phone buzzed. 12 years in, 6 tours deep, you stop expecting anything good from a ringtone. I thought it was my wife, Emily, probably calling to complain about the dog or her car battery dying again. Mundane things you cling to when war becomes your routine. I answered with a grunt. Silence first. Then her voice, too calm, too steady. I'm pregnant. My hand froze around the steel phone, not because of the words we'd been trying. We'd written about baby names, nursery colors, even argued over cribs in our letters. But her tone, it wasn't joy. It was distance. It's not yours. The world went quiet. Just me, the hum of the desert, and that static in my head that never goes away after a firefight. Then she added flat, efficient. It's my boss's. We're getting married. I want a divorce. I didn't scream, didn't curse, just stared at the horizon, the sky burning red with the kind of light that makes everything look like it's already been destroyed. When I finally spoke, it wasn't emotion. It was instinct. Congratulations. I hung up. Then I made one call. The next morning, I cleaned my weapon with the kind of precision only soldiers and broken men understand. It wasn't rage, it was ritual. Emily's words looped in my mind like radio static. Pregnant, boss, divorce. She didn't apologize, didn't even sound guilty. I started replaying everything. The way she'd avoided eye contact 3 months before deployment. The late replies. The new perfume. I thought it was stress. It wasn't. I remembered a name she mentioned once, Michael Trent, CEO of her firm. Said he was intense, but married. I didn't react back then, but now that name burned in my brain like a tracer round in the dark. Out here, hesitation gets you killed. At home, it just gets you betrayed. So I reached out to someone who owed me a favor, a guy in cyber intel stateside. I asked for everything. Phone logs, travel data, surveillance near her office, discreet, clean. 3 weeks later, I had an encrypted file in my inbox. Hotel check-ins under her name, one under both hers and his, receipts, photos. And a prenatal report private clinic, pseudonym Anne Gray. The conception date was 2 weeks after I left. That night, I didn't sleep. I watched the footage my contact sent. Emily laughing, holding his hand, wearing the necklace I'd given her for our anniversary. That was the moment it clicked she wasn't sorry. She was gone. I didn't rage. I planned. 32 days later, I came home, quietly. She didn't expect me until the following month. I made sure of that. I used my key. She hadn't changed the locks. The house smelled the same, like vanilla candles and deceit. Our photos still hung on the wall. My clothes still folded in drawers. A museum of lies. An hour later, the door opened. She walked in laughing into her phone. When she saw me, silence. Her face drained, like someone had just unplugged her from life. I handed her an envelope. She hesitated, like it might detonate. Inside everything. Photos, hotel timestamps, DNA results, clinic documents with her fake name. You had me followed? Her voice cracked like glass. I said nothing. The silence did the talking. The next morning I had a meeting, not with her, but with Michael Trent's board of directors. I gave them a confidential dossier, evidence of misconduct, HR violations, company funds used for his romantic retreats. By the end of the week, he was out disgraced, divorced, assets frozen. A month later, Emily called. I was sitting on my porch, beer in hand, watching thunder crawl across the ridge. The screen lit up. Her name. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity's a cruel thing. You didn't have to go this far, she said, voice shaking, breath heavy from tears. I let the silence stretch, let her hear what she'd made. Then I said, it's just the beginning. I hung up. 2 nights later, I burned our wedding album. No ceremony, no goodbye, just ash and fire curling into the wind. People think revenge is about closure. It's not. It's about truth. And when truth walks in, liars scatter like cockroaches under light. She didn't just cheat. She declared war. And soldiers, we don't die quietly. We wait. We plan. And when we strike, we don't miss. If this story made you feel something, hit like and subscribe. Here, every betrayal finds its ending.